For decades, one of the most talked-about relationships in entertainment history was a connection between Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. Their bond fascinated fans, inspired endless speculation, and became the subject of countless rumors. While many celebrity friendships fade with time, the relationship between these two legendary performers remained a topic of discussion throughout Michael Jackson's life and long after his passing. According to many stories shared over the years, Michael Jackson openly expresses admiration for Diana Ross. He often described her as one of the most important influences in his life, both personally and professionally. To him, she represented beauty, talent, grace, and success. She was not simply a fellow entertainer. She was someone who helped shape his journey from childhood into adulthood. For much of her life, Diana Ross remained relatively private when discussing Michael. While she acknowledged their friendship and the important role they played in each other's lives, she rarely spoke publicly about the deeper emotions that many believed existed between them. This silence only fueled curiosity and speculation among fans. The story began during the late 1960s when the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records. Michael Jackson was still a child, but his remarkable talent had already attracted attention throughout the music industry. Motown executives recognized the group's potential and worked hard to introduce them to a national audience. As part of the promotional strategy surrounding the Jackson 5, Diana Ross was presented as a person who had discovered the group. While the actual story was more complicated, the marketing campaign successfully linked the young Michael Jackson to one of Motown's biggest stars. That connection soon became much more personal. For a period of time, Michael lived in Diana Ross's home while his family prepared to move from Gary, Indiana, to California. During those months, Diana became an important figure in his life. She provided guidance, encouragement, and support as he adjusted to the pressures of fame. Michael often referred to her affectionately and reportedly viewed her as a mentor and protector. At a time when his life was changing rapidly, Diana represented stability and understanding. His admiration for her became obvious to those around him. Family members later recalled how often Michael talked about Diana and how highly he regarded her. Even as a child, he appeared captivated by her beauty, confidence, and success. As Michael grew older, his feelings for Diana reportedly became more complex. What began as admiration evolved into something deeper. Many who knew him believed Diana Ross became his first great love. Michael never seemed to hide how much she meant to him. In interviews throughout his career, he often praised her talents and spoke about her influence on his life. According to stories shared by friends and associates, he viewed Diana as the ideal woman. Unlike many of the relationships that later appeared in headlines, his connection with Diana seemed rooted in years of trust and shared experiences. Those close to Michael claimed that he carried these feelings with him throughout much of his life. Even after becoming one of the most famous entertainers in the world, he continued to regard Diana as someone uniquely important. The relationship was complicated by several factors, including their age difference. Diana was 14 years older than Michael, and during the years when both were at the height of their fame, public perception mattered enormously. For two celebrities living under constant scrutiny, any romantic relationship would have generated intense attention. A relationship involving such a significant age gap could have created even greater controversy. There is little doubt that Diana Ross played a meaningful role in Michael Jackson's artistic development. She was already an established superstar when Michael was beginning his journey. Through her success with the Supremes and her solo career, she demonstrated what it meant to become an international icon. Michael watched closely. Many of the qualities that later defined his own career, professionalism, dedication, stage presence, and attention to detail, were traits he admired in Diana. Over the years, he repeatedly credited important people who influenced him, and Diana's name consistently appeared among them. Their relationship extended beyond personal affection. It was also built upon artistic respect. Michael recognized her accomplishments and often spoke of her as someone who inspired him to pursue excellence. Diana, in turn, encouraged him during key moments in his development as an artist. One of the most significant chapters in their relationship came with the production of The Wiz in the late 1970s. The film reimagined The Wizard of Oz with an all-black cast and featured both Diana Ross and Michael Jackson in major roles. Diana portrayed Dorothy, while Michael played the Scarecrow. For Michael, the opportunity to work closely with Diana was incredibly meaningful. According to many accounts, she strongly supported his casting and believed he was perfect for the role. Their performances together became one of the most memorable aspects of the film. Audiences noticed their chemistry immediately. Off-screen, stories circulated about how close they had become during production. Rumors of a romantic relationship emerged, although neither publicly confirmed such claims. The speculation continued for years, whether their relationship was romantic, platonic, or something that existed somewhere in between. It was clear that they shared a deep connection. As the years passed, Michael's career reached unprecedented heights. Albums such as Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, and Dangerous transformed him into a global phenomenon. Despite the extraordinary success, stories persisted that Diana Ross remained one of the most important people in his life. Some accounts claimed that Michael kept photographs of Diana close to him. Others suggested that he created spaces within his home dedicated to honoring her memory and influence. Whether every detail of these stories is accurate remains uncertain, but they contributed to the mythology surrounding their relationship. One fact that is well documented is the trust Michael placed in Diana. In his will, he named Diana Ross as a potential guardian for his children should his mother, Katherine Jackson, become unable to care for them. This decision surprised many observers. Out of all the people in his life, Michael selected Diana as someone he trusted with the most important responsibility imaginable. For many fans, that choice spoke volumes about the significance of their bond. Following Michael Jackson's death in 2009, Diana Ross expressed her grief publicly. She described him as someone she loved deeply and emphasized the special place he held in her life. Years later, during periods of renewed controversy surrounding Michael's legacy, Diana once again defended him. In 2019, amid intense public debate generated by the documentary Leaving Neverland, Diana shared a message expressing a belief in Michael and urging people to remember the love and positivity he brought to others. Her words resonated with many fans because they came from someone who had known Michael since childhood. Unlike commentators offering opinions from a distance, Diana had witnessed nearly every stage of his life. She had seen him as a gifted child, an ambitious teenager, a groundbreaking performer, and a global superstar. She had also seen the pressures he faced and the challenges that accompanied his extraordinary fame. Her support reflected decades of personal experience. While discussions about Michael and Diana often focus on their relationship, Diana Ross's own life was filled with triumphs and struggles. Her rise to fame with the Supremes transformed her into one of the most recognizable performers in the world. Yet success came with enormous pressure. Behind the glamorous public image were personal battles involving insecurity, stress, and the demands of constant performance. Throughout her career, Diana navigated complicated relationships, family responsibilities, and the expectations placed upon one of music's biggest stars. Her personal life attracted nearly as much attention as her professional achievements. She experienced great love, heartbreak, marriage, divorce, and the challenges of raising a family while maintaining an international career. These realities often made it difficult for her to pursue personal happiness without public scrutiny. One of the enduring questions surrounding Michael Jackson and Diana Ross is why they never fully committed to a romantic relationship. There is no definitive answer. Some believe the age difference created obstacles neither wanted to confront publicly. Others suggest that timing played a role. Throughout their lives, both were pursuing demanding careers that left little room for conventional relationship. There were also family considerations, public expectations, and the realities of celebrity life. What appears clear is that the bond they shared remained important regardless of whether it fit traditional definitions. Their connection survived changing circumstances, marriages, professional successes, and personal challenges. In many ways, their story became less about romance and more about loyalty, admiration, and enduring affection. Many accounts portray Diana Ross as Michael Jackson's first true love. Whether that description is entirely accurate can never be known with certainty, but it reflects how strongly he seemed to feel about her. Throughout his life, Michael often spoke about finding genuine connection difficult. Fame created barriers that made ordinary relationships nearly impossible. The people he trusted most were usually those who had known him before he became a global phenomenon. Diana was one of those rare individuals. She knew him before the record-breaking albums, before the sold-out stadium tours, and before the controversies that later surrounded his life. She knew the young boy behind the superstar image. That history gave their relationship a depth that many others lacked. While discussions about Michael Jackson frequently include Diana Ross, her accomplishments stand firmly on their own. As a member of the Supremes, she helped create some of the most influential music in popular culture. Songs such as Stop, In the Name of Love, Baby Love, and You Can't Hurry Love became classics that continue to inspire artists generations later. Her solo career expanded that influence even further. Hits like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Upside Down, and I'm Coming Out establish her as one of the defining voices of modern music. Her impact can be heard in the work of countless performers who followed. Artists across pop, R&B, soul, and hip-hop have sampled, covered, and celebrated her music. She has received numerous honors, including induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of